In 2018, millions of viewers watching America's Got Talent were introduced to a performer unlike anyone they had seen before. She barely spoke. She moved slowly. Her expression never changed. Long black hair covered part of her face, and every appearance created an atmosphere of tension and uncertainty. Her name was Sacred Riana. To some viewers, she was terrifying. To others, she was brilliant. But behind the unsettling character stood a young woman from Indonesia who had spent years building one of the most recognizable stage personas in modern magic. Long before the international attention, before the viral performances and television appearances, there was simply a young girl fascinated by illusions and storytelling. How did she create such a mysterious identity? What sacrifices came with becoming a character known around the world? And what happens when the character becomes more famous than the person behind it? This is the story of Sacred Riana. Before the world knew her as Sacred Riana, she was Marie Antoinette Riana Graharani, born in Jakarta, Indonesia, in 1992. Growing up, she developed an interest in magic at a relatively young age. Like many aspiring performers, she spent years studying tricks, observing entertainers, and learning the fundamentals of illusion. But Riana's interests extended beyond traditional stage magic. Horror films, ghost stories, and supernatural themes fascinated her. Instead of creating a cheerful magician character, she began developing a darker and more mysterious identity. The character that eventually became Sacred Riana combined elements of horror and illusion. The long hair, blank expression, slow movements, and silence were all carefully designed. Every detail served a purpose. The character was not created overnight but developed gradually over years of practice and performance. Unlike many entertainers who rely on conversation and personality, Riana chose silence. This decision made audiences uncomfortable, but it also made them curious. People wanted to understand what they were watching. Early performances in Indonesia brought mixed reactions. Some viewers appreciated the originality, while others found the act unsettling. Yet the strong reactions confirmed that the character was memorable. As the years passed, Sacred Riana became increasingly refined. The line between performer and character began to blur, and audiences became fascinated by the mystery. Then an opportunity arrived that would change everything. A major television competition was about to introduce Sacred Riana to millions of viewers across Asia. In 2017, Sacred Riana entered Asia's Got Talent. For many viewers, it was their first introduction to the mysterious performer from Indonesia. The competition featured singers, dancers, magicians, and entertainers from across the continent. Standing out among so many talented performers was difficult, but Sacred Riana immediately attracted attention. She entered the stage slowly and remained completely in character. She barely spoke. Her facial expression remained unchanged. Even the judges appeared uncertain about what they were witnessing. Her performances blended traditional magic techniques with psychological suspense. Instead of simply revealing tricks, she created tension. The audience became part of the experience, often feeling nervous before the illusion had even begun. Social media discussions spread rapidly after each performance. Some viewers compared her appearance to horror film characters, while others praised her originality and commitment to the role. As the competition continued, Sacred Riana advanced through multiple rounds. The mystery surrounding her only increased. Audiences wanted to know who she really was and how her performances worked. Eventually, she won Asia's Got Talent, becoming one of Indonesia's most internationally recognized performers. The victory transformed her career almost overnight. Television appearances, interviews, and international opportunities began appearing. But success also brought pressure. The same character that made her famous now had to perform on even larger stages. Expectations grew higher, and millions of new viewers would soon discover her. The next destination would be one of the biggest talent shows in the world. When Sacred Riana appeared on America's Got Talent in 2018, the audience immediately sensed something unusual. Most contestants introduced themselves, shared personal stories, or explained their dreams. Sacred Riana did none of these things. She entered the stage slowly, carrying her signature appearance and maintaining complete silence. The judges appeared confused and curious. The atmosphere inside the theater changed almost immediately. Her performance combined prediction effects, suspense, and psychological tension. Instead of relying only on the magic itself, she focused on creating an emotional reaction from the audience. Some judges appeared nervous during the act. Audience members reacted with surprise, laughter, and fear. Online viewers quickly shared clips of the audition, helping the performance spread across social media. Media coverage described her as one of the most unusual contestants of the season. Some viewers considered her terrifying, while others admired her originality. For Sacred Riana, America's Got Talent represented more than another competition. It introduced her to millions of viewers who had never seen Asian horror-inspired magic. However, international exposure also brought criticism. Some questioned whether horror-based performances belonged on family television. Others debated whether the act focused more on atmosphere than illusion. Despite the differing opinions, one fact became clear: people were talking about Sacred Riana. But with greater attention came greater expectations. The challenge was no longer getting noticed. The challenge had become staying unforgettable. Following her appearance on America's Got Talent, Sacred Riana experienced a level of international recognition that few Indonesian performers achieve. Clips of her performances accumulated millions of views online, and her image became instantly recognizable to audiences far beyond Asia. However, international success often creates new challenges. The mystery that made Sacred Riana unique also created expectations that were difficult to maintain. Audiences wanted every performance to feel frightening, surprising, and unforgettable. The pressure to constantly exceed previous appearances became increasingly significant. Unlike many entertainers, Riana had built her entire career around a specific character. The blank expression, slow movements, and silence were no longer simply artistic choices. They had become part of her public identity. Interviews remained limited, and very little personal information became available. This secrecy protected the character, but it also created a separation between the performer and the audience. Many fans knew Sacred Riana but knew almost nothing about Marie Antoinette Riana Graharani. As invitations to international events increased, she continued appearing in television programs and live performances. Yet maintaining a horror-based character across different cultures and audiences presented new difficulties. Some viewers wanted stronger magic. Others preferred more psychological suspense. Balancing those expectations required careful decisions. The entertainment industry moves quickly, and viral success can disappear just as rapidly as it arrives. For Sacred Riana, the question became increasingly important. Could the character continue evolving, or had the very identity that created her success also become a limitation? One of the most fascinating aspects of Sacred Riana's career is the remarkable separation between the performer and the character. In an era where celebrities often share their daily lives through social media, interviews, and public appearances, Riana chose a very different path. Very little has been revealed about her private life. This decision appears intentional. By limiting public access to her personal identity, she preserved the mystery surrounding Sacred Riana. Psychologically, maintaining such a character requires discipline and consistency. Many actors step out of their roles once filming ends. Sacred Riana often remained in character during public appearances, interviews, and television promotions. This commitment strengthened the illusion but also raised questions about identity. When audiences become attached to a fictional persona, the performer behind that persona can become invisible. Throughout her career, Riana rarely relied on emotional storytelling or personal struggles to gain sympathy. Instead, she allowed her performances to speak for themselves. This approach distinguished her from many reality television contestants. Rather than becoming famous through personal exposure, she became famous through mystery. Fans continued searching for answers about the woman behind the dark appearance and silent behavior. Yet the lack of information only increased public fascination. Perhaps the greatest achievement of Sacred Riana was not simply creating a successful magic act. It was creating a character powerful enough to exist independently from the performer herself. But could that separation continue forever? Or would audiences eventually want to know the real person behind the mystery? For many contestants, reality television represents the peak of public attention. After the cameras disappear, maintaining a career often becomes the greatest challenge. Following America's Got Talent, Sacred Riana continued performing internationally. She appeared at special events, television programs, and live shows while expanding her presence across different markets. Although she did not maintain the same level of media attention that surrounded her AGT appearances, her performances continued attracting millions of viewers online. Videos of her auditions and routines remained popular years after they originally aired. This lasting interest demonstrated the strength of her character. Many talent show contestants become associated with a single performance, but Sacred Riana developed a recognizable identity that audiences remembered. At the same time, entertainment trends continued changing. Social media creators, digital performers, and new television personalities competed for public attention. Remaining relevant required adaptation. Riana continued refining her performances while preserving the elements that made her successful. The horror atmosphere, silence, and psychological tension remained central to her identity. Yet questions about her future persisted. Could the character evolve without losing its mystery? Would audiences eventually expect something entirely different? Many performers struggle after achieving sudden fame, but Sacred Riana's career demonstrated the value of originality. She had created something few others could imitate. Still, the future remained uncertain. The world had discovered Sacred Riana. But what lasting impact would she leave behind? Years after her major television appearances, Sacred Riana remains one of the most distinctive performers to emerge from modern talent competitions. Her success carried significance beyond entertainment alone. She helped introduce Indonesian talent to international audiences and demonstrated that performers from different cultural backgrounds could succeed on global stages. She also challenged traditional ideas about magic. Many illusionists focus on humor, conversation, and large visual tricks. Sacred Riana relied on atmosphere, silence, and emotional tension. This approach transformed the audience experience. Instead of simply asking, "How was the trick done?" viewers often asked, "What is happening?" Her performances blended theater, horror, and illusion in ways that felt unique. As a result, she influenced discussions about what magic performances could become. At the same time, her career highlights the complex relationship between performers and the characters they create. The Sacred Riana persona brought worldwide recognition, but it also established expectations that may be difficult to escape. Even today, many viewers remember the unsettling figure who walked onto the AGT stage without speaking a word. The real Marie Antoinette Rianagraharani remains largely private, while Sacred Riana continues to exist as a powerful public image. Perhaps that is her greatest achievement. She created a character that audiences would never forget.